All right, bunch of people joined already. We'll go ahead and get started here. Welcome, everyone. I see a lot of familiar faces in the room. Thanks for coming this week for our update on Cloud Job Manager. My name is Ryan Dosen, as you know, most of you know, Director of Sales here at Host. We're going to have Eric and probably Chris here as well from our team, and they're going to hopefully be able to answer questions. If you guys have questions, remember, go ahead and put them into the chat. Going to have a lot of stuff to cover today, but a lot of exciting new stuff in the software to help you guys win some more business. Here at Host again, your success as independent sales agents is our top priority. We're committed to providing you and your merchants with exceptional support, dedicated guidance, fast responses, real solutions, so you can get your portfolio in great shape and growing, and so that your merchants can have a great experience with processing their payments. Here at Host, you and your merchants enjoy 24/7 US-based technical support. You agents have personal relationship managers that know your business, and are able to help you achieve streamlined approvals for your merchants. You guys have access to a fairly unmatched selection of payment technologies, physical devices from companies like Valor, Deja Vu, and Ingenico, Swipe Simple, and more, as well as a lot of software that's available to you, different types of gateways for your merchants, as well as um, all-in-one software solutions from the Cloud Manager suite. We're going to be talking about Cloud Job Manager today. It looks a lot different today than it did the last time we met, so we're excited to roll out a bunch of that to you all today. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and we'll get off and running and we'll cover all the cool stuff that we got going on here. So again, this is a continuation of our Sales Trenches series. Our goal here in the Sales Trenches series is focus on solution-based selling in the real world to help you guys win more business and help more merchants out there. Today we're talking about Cloud Job Manager. We're focusing on that bit of software and more ways that you're going to be able to win more field service agents. A lot of you have scheduled demos over the months with us and have boarded merchants with us that are in this kind of field service field. Cloud Job Manager actually works for fields that aren't necessarily field service. So we have, I believe we have a mental health specialist that's going to be running off of a cloud or is running off of Cloud Job Manager. We have a business consultant running off of Cloud Job Manager and many others as well. But this is really designed to be a great fit for field service, HVAC, electrician, plumbers, those types of businesses that need to be able to generate a quote, send an invoice, get work scheduled, um, get payment collected for work done. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at a few things. I first wanted to cover just some of the updates, right? So the last time we looked at Cloud Job Manager, it has been a while, but there have already been 4 production releases, specifically in the last 6 weeks. There's been a big push over the last 6 weeks to really improve Cloud Job Manager based upon the feedback that we've gotten from you all and from a lot of your merchants. Over 850 features and tickets have been and feedback has been received and improvements have been made to the software over the course of these 4 releases. Just to kind of put that in perspective, most software companies are going to ship maybe a couple of updates a year, maybe twice a year, something like that. Again, this team has shipped 4 updates, big updates, almost 1,000 fixes and improvements to the software over the course of the last 6 weeks. So again, when you guys partner here with Host Merchant Services, we have this software development team. We told you from the beginning that we're highly committed to improving this product so you guys can win more merchants and impress them out there in the field. Again, these numbers, we're going to get into some of the features here, but you can see we've been working very hard on all the feedback that you guys have been giving us to really make this software what it needs to be to get out there and compete with like the jobbers of the world. All right, so a little quick preview of what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be looking at time and attendance. There's been some massive overhauls with time and attendance. Also, there's an engagement hub now, built-in marketing platform. This is something that has been requested from a lot of different merchants and a lot of different agents, even for other softwares like the Cloud Studio Manager software. Cloud Studio kind of goes head to head with MindBody, and MindBody has kind of a full engagement and marketing suite built into it. So what did we need to do? Well, we needed to build that. And if we're going to build it, then we might as well bring it over here to Cloud Job Manager as well, so that your merchants that are over here in the contractor space, that they'll have a full engagement suite. Okay. The last time we met and we talked about this, the system was able to send one-off emails. It was able to send group emails to all clients and stuff like that, but that's not enough nowadays, right? And we knew that, and I told you it was going to improve, and it really has improved. I'm excited to show it to you. You're going to have full ability to create. Your merchants are going to be able to create full newsletters and full marketing campaigns inside Cloud Job Manager now. Okay. It's going to be able to not only replace the software that they're currently paying for, but some, tangent softwares that they need for their business, like a MailChimp or something like that. So again, the savings that you're going to be able to bring to your merchants just continue to stack as we continue to stack the improvements that are in here. There's going to be a sneak peek also at a few things that are going to be coming right around the corner. Eric Katz, my friend, who's the VP of Tech here, we just got out of a product meeting just now, and he was talking with us about some stuff that should be active and live that people are going to be really excited about next week. All right. All right. So time and attendance built in. All right. So there's a few items here that we're going to talk about. And again, the problem that your merchants in this space face is that many of them are running crews. Payroll can be a headache and a hassle. Until now, they've paid a second vendor to manage all that. We did a webinar a few weeks ago on Cloud Time Manager. A lot of the capabilities for clocking in, clocking out, scheduling employees, tracking, and payroll, that was built for Cloud Time Manager, has now made its way over into Cloud Job Manager. Okay. And again, we've talked with you about that a lot because we do this all in-house. When we have a great feature that's created for one bit of software, it makes its way over to other software too, thanks to Eric and his team's help. So again, we did Cloud Time Manager. You can go back and watch that video. It's on our YouTube channel if you want to see that, if you're just looking for kind of a payroll clocking in, clocking out solution for your merchants. That's there. Most of that stuff has actually made its way and is now built into Cloud Job Manager. Okay. The GPS clock in. Okay. So workers are actually able to clock in on site inside geofenced job site zones. Okay. So for those of you that weren't here for the Cloud Time Manager, one of the things we're really excited about is an issue for many, especially field service companies, is that, okay, we've got someone clocking in, but like, are they there? Are they on site? Are they actually working? Like, do I know that they're there? Do I know that they're not there? I'm just going to have to kind of trust and hope that their buddy isn't clocking in for them, right? Well, this solves that, right? The employees, the contractors, they're going to have GPS enabled on their phones, and then they're only able to log in to a particular job on a particular site if they're actually there. Okay, so no more clocking in from the truck or clocking in from bed. Okay, so that may be a pain point for some of your merchants out there. If it's no longer a pain point, they're probably paying some other service, for this. And now that's yet another thing that's been built in here that's going to be provided to your merchants complimentary for having an account here with Host. Face match verification. This was another thing from Cloud Time Manager that we talked about, where you actually have the ability to have your employees, your contractors, they're going to register what their face looks like, and they're going to actually have to clock in or verify that it is them that's clocking in within this geo-fenced area or at the particular location. Okay, so what does it do? Well, it stops the buddy punching, which unfortunately that can be an issue in this industry. Um, Auto clocking in and clocking out. Okay, so um, this is kind of a cool thing. So during scheduled shifts, the mobile GPS will just clock the workers in and clock the workers out automatically. Okay, so it guards against ghost punching in and out. It also guards against kind of like runaway 24-hour sessions where somebody clocks in and they forgot to clock out. And what happened? Well, because they have the GPS enabled device, when they leave, they're going to be clocked out. So the runaway 24-hour sessions, like where they go home and forgot to log out, and then you got issues with payroll and hours and stuff like that. That should no longer be an issue. Okay. Payroll, export, and overtime. Okay. So overtime can now be computed from real punches. Um, it's going to and break the auto deduction, break compliance reporting, and just with one click, payroll export to PDF or to Excel. Okay, so your merchant's crew leader is doing payroll, off paper timesheets, or they're using some app where they're probably paying $10 per user, for the service. Again, especially once you start stacking crews of larger size, you're talking about significant savings that you all are able to bring to your merchants. Okay. The crews, how are they going to be able, and we're going to get into the software here shortly. Okay. Crews being able to manage themselves. Okay. So there is a shift marketplace where if you want to put, you know, jobs into the shift marketplace, workers are able to pick them up and just take them and run with them. Okay. So if this is going to help the dispatcher and the scheduler tremendously. Okay. Um, Labor is the field service merchant's number one job. Cloud Job Manager is going to now help them do this, and the dispatcher is going to love you for it. Okay. Workers can export their schedules to like a Google Calendar, visit linked time entries. So every punch ties to a visit. Most field service merchants have not actually ever had a true kind of per job, labor. This can be a sleeper here where every punch is going to tie to a particular visit and the merchants are finally able to see which jobs are actually making them money. A live worker map too. So a dispatcher can actually see every worker's position too using the GPS enablement that's in here. So again, very, very cool stuff. Um, Now back to cloud time and some of the stuff we talked about before. So what are they actually paying for time tracking? We alluded to this a few minutes ago. Again, time tracking software can be $4 to $10, per worker per month. Okay. So a 10-person crew, that could be $600 to $1,200 a year in costs for that software that you're going to be able to bring to your merchants now. Okay. Time and attendance is included for free. We're able to tie directly to the jobs, invoices, and payroll. And also, because they're using the other software solutions, you're going to also be able to bring them savings on the payment processing because you're working with Host, where they've probably been working with a locked payment system where they're paying through the teeth. Okay, so again, we've talked about the dual savings approach that you're able to bring for merchants. You're going to really be able to do that now. All right. So really fast before we do that, again, you see in the air quotes, what are you paying for time tracking now, right? What's time tracking running you today? Okay. Make them say that out loud. Okay, so this is the Trenches series. We're trying to help you win business out there. So this is a good question to lead with if you know this is one of these types of merchants, right? What are you paying for time tracking? If you could add $1,000 to the bottom line for them just on this alone by them not having to pay for it, that could be a significant thing that gets them to pay a little bit more attention to you than they might have paid attention to the next guy. All right. Dispatching and scheduling. Okay, so the dispatcher is usually the most stressed person in the building. So like this slide would be for them, right? So if you're talking with one of these companies and you actually get a chance to talk to the dispatcher, this may be something that is a big headache for them, or it's something that they know the company's paying a lot for. Okay, so again, we talked about a dispatch board, a live map so that you can see where everyone is. Date changes. Okay. So a customer or worker requests a new date, the merchant rejects or approves, both sides see the decision. This is a lot of telephone tag for a dispatcher, and if you're able to help save them a lot of trouble, lower their um, lower the time suck on something like this for them, that's going to be a big win for them. Talked about calendar sync, that's a big one. Everyone's got a Google Calendar or something like that. Being able to sync directly to that calendar is a big win. And you're also going to be able to see a service request pipeline. Okay, so new request, schedule an assessment, convert to a quote, track to converted. The intake funnel finally has statuses. All right. Engagement hub. All right, so I already mentioned this in the beginning. This is one of the things I'm most excited about because I know this is something people are paying for. Or if you just got a contractor that's just operating off of Excel sheets, there may not be doing anything in here at all. And this is something too that I want to reiterate because we just came out of our product meeting about this. Okay, so let's say you have a merchant that already has fully built something like this out. They've already built out their newsletters in that other system, so they're worried about, oh, I don't want to recreate everything. Our support team is here to do everything we can do to make that transition as seamless as possible. Okay? Right. Directly from our CEO. If we have to get our support team, get our marketing team to rebuild the newsletter for them in order to help you win the business, we'll do that. Okay. If they're tied to some sort of other software where maybe they've given a website and everything's on the website and they're thinking to themselves, oh, it's just going to be too much hassle to ever move, we'll do that too. Okay. We are committed to getting as many people on this platform as possible so that we get more people using it and increase the adoption rate. That is, and what we're willing to do right now to get people on this platform is going to make your lives a lot easier in terms of getting people to listen to you and to be open to converting from whatever they're currently doing to Cloud Job, Cloud Studio, Cloud Rental, Cloud Donor, any of the cloud softwares. Okay? We have a full marketing team, we have a full development team, we have a full support team. Okay? Whatever we need to do to get their setup, their marketing, their newsletters, their website, whatever we need to do to kind of be able to replicate that here in our system so that you can win that business and bring them over to Host and bring them over to Cloud Manager, we're going to do that. Okay? So that is sleep. Like when that came out during the production meeting today, I was like, okay, that's that's impressive. Okay. This is why you partner with a company like Host. Okay. And I'm not just saying that because I'm the guy on the camera right now, right? This is why you partner with Host. I don't know where you're going to go trying to board merchants where the CEO of the company is like, yeah, yeah, give us their newsletters. We'll remake their newsletters. Give us their website. We'll recreate the website. We'll do whatever we need to do to help you win the business. Okay. I don't know where you're going to find a partnership like that. So anyway, I'll get off that soapbox. That wasn't even really planned. This presentation was built before that meeting happened just now, but that's real. Okay. We're going to do whatever we can to get people on this platform and to help you win this business. All right. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and stop share really fast because there's several things in here that I want to show you. Okay. So I'm logged in here to Cloud Job Manager. Just as a quick thing, if a lot of you have demo accounts that are on this meeting today, if you have demo accounts, the left bar over here is significantly more. It has significantly more over here than it ever had before. I think maybe for most of you, the last time you came in here, you might have had a dashboard and you might have had customers, quotes, contracts, and invoices. That might have been just about it. You might have also had maybe an email category in here where you could create a template and you could create an email and send a one-off email. Um, we mentioned the engagement. We're going to get into that in that full marketing suite that we have in here now. Just want to highlight a few things in here that probably were not in here the last time you all looked at this software. Okay. I'm not going to go into the quotes, contracts, and invoices because we're not going to have time today. Remember, you can reach out to me and I'll give you a full demo of this. We're also going to be probably releasing shorter videos on our YouTube channel, kind of breaking down how to use each individual feature. That was another part of our meeting today. But remember, I'll help you sell this. We'll help you sell this. If you have someone that's maybe interested in it, book that demo, reach out to me, get my booking calendar, and we'll get in there and help you sell this. Okay. All right. So cost types. So this wasn't over here in the last version of the software. Okay. This was buried within the settings and it didn't kind of make a lot of sense there. Anyway, so cost types, and this can maybe change. But again, these are in terms of building out the invoices. This is where your merchant is going to be able to specify what am I selling, whether it's materials or whether it's labor. Okay, so you see a bunch of different kind of um, things in here. Okay, so these are the different things that actually get built into those custom invoices. Okay, another thing that was not in here before is the actual management of the team, right? So you're able to come in here and you're able to add team members. Okay, and remember that's going to be important to add the team members. Why? Well, because of things like worker face enrollment so that they can log in correctly. Okay. What are their working hours? What's their rate? Because this is now going to handle payroll for them as well. This was not in here last time. Okay. Which department are they in? Okay. So again, this stuff is all added, but it had to get added in order for us to create the payroll functionality. Okay. Time clocks. This was also not in here before. This was in Cloud Time for those of you that were here before. Again, when your merchants workers are going to log in, they're going to clock in, and if you want to geofence around it, you're able to do that as well. We talked about a dispatch board. We don't have anything in here right now because this is a fictional company. We don't have anyone dispatch, but this is where your dispatcher is able to go in here and see, what all is going on, which workers are currently dispatched today. Okay. The job site zones. Okay. So the job site zones, this is where the geofencing can start to really be powerful, right? So you can add a particular zone. Let's say you've got a job site and you're working on a hospital or something like that. You can come in here and you can say XYZ hospital. You can go ahead and plug in the latitude and longitude. You can also put in the street address of where they're going to be working. Okay. And then this is going to, and you see radius, right? So how close do they have to be to a particular address or latitude, longitude in order to log in and to be able to be on the clock? Okay. You can enforce clock in, clock out, and all that stuff. Again, very, very cool stuff. And of course, a company's going to have several different job sites, and that's this is going to be the dispatcher's best friend. It's also going to be the payroll person's best friend too, because it's making sure that everyone's doing what they're supposed to be doing. GPS devices. So this is where the devices are going to actually, the cell phones are actually going to get registered in here and assign, okay, this is Ryan's cell phone. And so now it's going to know, okay, Ryan's supposed to be in zone A today. And okay, there he is. He goes, he takes his picture and he's logged in and we're good, right? And so now his clock is running. Okay. Worker hours, and you're able to put in here announcements. You're able to put in time off requests, shift requests. Here's the payroll export function that we talked about a few minutes ago, the MyFace enrollment and more. The next thing I want to talk about here really fast is the engagement, which is the marketing side of things. A lot of people have asked for the marketing side of things, and here we go. Okay, so under the engagement side, you got a bunch of different things here. It's gonna be able to help you track analytics. You're gonna be able to create promotional code campaigns, But again, one of the things that was really interesting to me, in terms of like templates, you got a bunch of different types of templates already built into the system. You're also able to create your own. Okay, right down here, we've got a monthly newsletter template. Over here on the right hand side, They're able to duplicate the template, which I did down here. And so I went ahead and I started creating a newsletter, right? So down here, for those of you that have some experience with MailChimp or Constant Contact, a lot of this is going to look familiar, right? So this was definitely not here before, right? You had simple text emails before. Now we've got company newsletter with imagery, different sections. You're able to add different sections, columns, spacers, dividers, and whatnot, buttons, groups, all the stuff that you're going to see from a MailChimp that someone's paying money for, or a Constant Contact that they're paying money for, is now built in here. And it's even better than being with MailChimp because it's all within one self-contained system. Okay, so super, super excited about this. Okay. Um, Among the templates, again, you've got different types of things. If you want to add a new template, you've got different types of things. You've got just a basic reach out, a newsletter, a promotion, or some sort of other automated thing. Also down here, you've got email, the type of reach out. Is this email? Is it SMS? Is it push notification? Is it WhatsApp? Whatever. Okay. Is it physical letter? Okay. So again, this full-blown marketing suite, you can tell I'm excited about it. It's something you've been asking for, and we've delivered on it. All right. We're almost out of time here, so let me go ahead and hop back in here. All right. So again, are you still paying for MailChimp or what are you doing for marketing? Okay. They're almost certainly paying for this. Okay. And another thing too about the MailChimps of the world and the Constant Contacts is you tend to pay by the number of people in there. There's no limit in here, and some people are paying a lot of money for these email blast systems that are now going to be built in here. It could be a significant cost. It could be over $100 a month, for a lot of people. Okay. And again, there's no limit to it, and it's going to be free for life for everyone that signs up. All right. SMS, this is something y'all have been asking for a long time. Okay. SMS is already tested. Techs are going out successfully now. The full rollout of everything is literally next week. So anyone that you have that's maybe been holding back because I need to be able to do text notifications or text marketing, stuff like that, you can go ahead and say, yes, it's there because it's literally being released next week. Okay. And it's already been tested, and the team is already sending texts using the system. Okay. So treat this as if it's already here because it is already here, and then the full release is next week. And you're not going to be able to get someone boarded in just a couple of days. So it is here. All right. All right, more ways to get paid. There's built in here if someone needs to be able to accept Google Pay, Apple Pay, also extended support for PayPal or Venmo. That's going to be in here as well. That's actually in here already. We just didn't have time to go through it all. QuickBooks Sync, promotional codes. We talked about that. That may not be the deal breaker or the deal maker, but that's in here now as well. Recurring billing, of course, is something that you come to expect from our software. Anyway, just a few more things in here. You've got, you know, full status history on every quote, guarded transactions, client portals, the Google sign-in at login, and data importer, also brings customers' phones and properties over from an old system. Okay. Um, Cross-tenant security closures, tenant time zone, and date format consistency everywhere. Also a full dark mode. We did have a request, a couple of them for an actual full dark mode. Okay. Couple of sneak peeks for things that are coming here right around the corner. And again, you guys see over almost 1,000 releases and updates have happened in the last literally 6 weeks, which is hard for me to hard for me to get my head around how Eric and his team are doing that, but it's happening. So when we tell you that this is on the way, it's literally right around the corner. Okay. Again, dashboard, courts, contracts, invoices, point of sale, team management and approval, and reports are going to be redesigned for mobile. Okay, so we know everyone wants to be working on mobile. That is a redesign that's coming right around the corner. Tap to pay on the phone. We've had a lot of requests for people in this industry. Hey, I just want to be able to do tap to pay on my phone and collect payment out in the field. That's coming very quickly. We're also going to be building an offline mode. We talked about that with Cloud Time Manager. Sometimes job sites are in remote locations and there's bad signals there or lack of signals there. The app is being built to keep working without a connection. And we explain if you want to go look at the Cloud Time Manager, I talk a little bit more about how that works. But again, once that's released, we'll be able to give you guys more detail around that. Okay. Um, Self-service SMS activation, passkeys, calendar sync for their customers, for the merchant's customers, and also this is maybe something that a lot of us here in sales wouldn't have thought about, but sometimes there are very large attachments, and we're expanding the size of the attachments that people are able to um, use in the software. Okay, so 5 openers to start the conversation. What are you paying for time tracking? You're still paying for MailChimp. Can your software text customers legally? Okay, that's been part of the one of the complicating factors. It's taken a while for us to get this right, is that a lot of you are aware there are a lot of legalities to be considered in terms of SMS communication. So we've been having to make sure that everything was perfect for that. So is your software able to do that legally? Cloud Manager is. Do you know which jobs are actually making you money? Okay, and you're actually able to see per job what they're costing and what you're taking in. And what does it cost you to switch? It's going to cost you nothing, and we're actually going to bend over backwards to help you with that transition. Okay, so let me go ahead and I'm going to stop share my screen. We're already over. Um, How does this look for workers on site collecting payment? My current serving HVAC company does routine maintenance, then tax on any additional needs onto invoice, takes my card for on the spot payment. So very soon it's going to be, so the invoices are going to be able to be pulled up, you know, directly with a mobile device on site, and you're soon going to have tap to pay there. Is AI built into the marketing platform for images, writing, and such? Um, hmm. I don't I don't think AI is built into the marketing platform, but we use AI heavily here at Host. So I would say that that's possibly something that could be around the corner. But I don't think AI is in there today, but it does have pretty much every single other functionality that you've seen from those marketing platforms where they're paying a lot of money for them. All right, guys. Well, hey, we're over time. Apologies for being wordy, but hey, I had a lot to say. We had a lot released today. So thanks so much for joining. Um, Schedule demos, reach out to me directly. Go ahead and book those demos on my calendar. A lot of you have my demo booking calendar. If you don't have it, reach out to me and I can get that over to you so you can get these meetings scheduled. So keep those meetings coming, keep those demos coming, and let's get more people on the platform. Everyone have a great rest of the week. I'll talk to you soon.